Yo, what is good? How is everybody doing? How is everybody feeling, man? Hope you guys are happy. It is Friday. Happy Friday to everybody in here, man. You made it through another week. Blessings to you guys. But listen, man, we are here to kick off your weekend talking some Raiders football, man, because I'm excited. I'm excited. Today, we kind of sat back. We let things fall into place. We realized what we got in front of us, and now we got to look at the bigger picture. And that's why I'm bringing you guys this live, man. I got a couple bullet points that I really want to touch up on. Some players specifically I really want to talk about. So we're gonna do that. But really quick, you guys already know. I got to do a roll call. Shout out to Chuck who's in here. Was good. Joseph, Tavio, Renato. Kenny was good. Happy that you were able to catch, what is this, 3 in a row? Shout out to Kenny, man. Robert, Swin, Alex, SVT, Stay Focused, was popping. Joy Boy, Sean. Who else we got up in here? Chris, Julian, Joshua was popping with everybody. Injured. We got SJ, Caden, injured again. Yo, Andy was good. Josh, what's up with you? Snoops was good. Joey was popping, bro. Injured again. GC, Stay Focused was good. X, the other X was popping. Was good. X was good. Look, hey, X, I'm going to send a link in the chat. If you free, you know, I don't know if you are, but if you are, I'm going to send it in the chat, bro. Robert, B-A-L was good, my man. All right, man, we got a lot of people in here. Robert, Sidewell was good. Mark, Saints Assassin, Christian, Dame Dollar, my man. Brian, Rob, ASAP, Edward, Ghost to the Post, showing a lot of love recently. Appreciate you. Vic, I Am the Bay was popping. Oh, shit. Hey, man, we going to get the rest of y'all very, 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 very soon. We going to get the rest of y'all very soon. But look, man, I kind of wanted to touch up on some things, man. So, as we all know, the Raiders, we have acquired a lot of people in a couple of hours, right? It's been about 72 hours, and our roster, in my opinion, has changed massively, right? We had a big hole at the receiver position. It has changed. We had a hole at the 3 technique position. We still need some depth there, but it has changed. I do feel like we have a guy that potentially can start. We know what we have in Max. We added Chandler Jones. In my opinion, that's a great upgrade. You know, you're bringing in a better pass rusher than Yannick, as well as a guy that's a better scheme fit, and he could stop the run better. So, you know, our roster has changed a lot. There's a couple positions that I really, really do want to talk about, though, and that is the offensive line, defensive line, and safety, right? So there's some holes. There's some holes there still, and I feel like with the Raiders giving up first-round pick and second-round pick, we really need to acquire these guys in free agency, right? We need to get these guys, whether it's a vet, whether it's a young emerging player, we need to get this holes fixed in free agency so that when we can go from rounds 3, 4, 5, we have 2 and 5, no picks in 6th and 7th. We need to be able to go into the draft after trading away our first and second round pick with best player available. You can't go in there trying to address needs. You can't do that. So the first person I want to talk about, man, is Eddie Goldman. Eddie Goldman, nose tackle from the Chicago Bears. Hopefully Champ Kelly can lure him on to the Las Vegas roster. He and Bilal Nichols have played together, so they know each other. Maybe we can get some movement working there. But I really am worried about the nose tackle position. Some of you guys may feel like I am overreacting. Truly, I didn't really care if we didn't grab an nose tackle in free agency, because I always felt like we can get it in the first or second rounds. But guess what? We don't have a first or second round pick, so we need to address it in free agency. And Eddie Goldman, Ndamukong Suh, those are probably my top guys that the Raiders should go out and get. Eddie Goldman has youth on his side. He's 28 years old. He knows Bilal Nichols. He knows Champ Kelly. There's a little bit more ties when it comes to Eddie Goldman. And personally, I would prefer him. You have a little bit more longevity. You have a guy that possibly can be with the Raiders for more than 3 seasons with Eddie Goldman. So there's something there to look at. We still have a lot of money to work with, you guys. We made a lot of moves recently, but there's still a lot of freaking money to work with. Jory says, any nose tackle's worth it in the third round? In my opinion, no. Nell Farrell, he's a nose tackle out of LSU. I was really, really excited to see him work at the combine, but in my opinion, he looked very sloppy, very just, I don't know what it was, but in terms of his combine performance, not in the running, not in the bench press, when it came to on-field drills, I was extremely disappointed in Nell Farrell, and he was honestly an option that I was looking at taking in that third to fourth round range because he's a nose tackle. In my opinion, I don't like it. I wouldn't like that pickup for the Raiders no more, but Eddie Goldman and Ndamukong Suh for the nose tackle position. Those are two options that are still out there on the market. Preferably, I mean, okay, let me say this. Would you guys rather Ndamukong Suh or Eddie Goldman in the coming hours, in the coming days to fill up that need at the nose tackle position? I'm not talking about the 3 tech. I'm not talking about the 5. For the nose tackle position, would you prefer Eddie Goldman or Ndamukong Suh? Who would you guys prefer? Who would you guys prefer? Any word on us getting Gilmore yet? No, but it's looking like we're kind of like the front runners for that situation. It doesn't seem like many teams are really in on him as high as we were. So that's something to look at. I see a lot of Suh, Ndamukong Suh. Suh, oh man. Suh is winning by a long shot. Red Nation for Life says who's younger? Eddie Goldman. That's kind of why I prefer him. I think that he's a baller, man. I think that he's a baller. Shout out to Omar. He says, I said giving up more than a first for Adams was an overkill. We are not the Rams. We have so many holes. We need a top 15 defense. Listen, Eddie Goldman, if you acquire him, he puts you in terms of starters, you have a good starting core. You have a good starting core, but you now need to add depth. You now need to add depth. Um, After that, I mean, it's looking a little shaky. It's looking a little shaky. Goldman says Goldman is younger than Suh. Yes, by I believe like 5, maybe 6 years. He's a lot younger. Gilmore signed. I hope that he could get signed in the coming hours, man. That's been my number one guy. But look, Eddie Goldman, the fact that he has gone almost a week in free agency without getting signed, I kind of like that we're sitting back. I hope that we're monitoring his situation because I feel like you can get him on the cheap now. I feel like you can get him on the cheap now. And I seen a couple of you guys talking about the safety position. Well, let me go ahead and go there now. Listen, the top name at the safety position is still out there. The top name, Honey Badger, is still out there. But let me ask you guys this. Why is Honey Badger, with almost a week of free agency, still on the market? Is he pricing himself too high? Do you guys think that the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, is pricing himself too high? Do you think that he's pricing himself too high? Because personally, I feel like if you're going out and you're the top safety outside of Marcus Williams in free agency, and Marcus Williams already got paid, do you think that the Honey Badger is pricing him out too high? He's pricing himself too high. Do you think he's doing that? Ruben Russ says, how many snaps has Suh played at nose tackle? Let me check. That's a good question. The reason why I mentioned Suh at the nose tackle position is because I know he can play. So there's that. But while we're at the topic of defensive tackles, shout out to Quinton Jefferson, man. Once a Raider, always a Raider. I wish we could have re-signed Q, man. I wish we could have re-signed Quinton Jefferson. But he signed. He is with the Seattle Seahawks. He is making a reunion over there. So everybody in here, man, once a Raider, always a Raider to Quinton Jefferson. I hope him the best over there. But at the end of the day, man, we just couldn't get it done. He doesn't have enough ties, I'm assuming, with the Las Vegas Raiders. I really wanted him back. Out of all the defensive tackles, man, I really wanted him to re-sign with the Raiders, but he went on. He's going out and he's playing with the Seattle Seahawks. I wish him all the success besides when he's playing the Raiders. But shout out to Quinton Jefferson, man. It is what it is, man. You're now an enemy again. You're now an enemy again. It's looking like Fletcher Cox, though, is back with the Eagles. It's looking like his agent has got him a new deal, a rework deal with the Philadelphia Eagles. So it doesn't look like Fletcher Cox is on the market, man. It's looking like you guys all agree with me that Honey Badger may be pricing himself too high. It's looking like Honey Badger may be pricing himself too high. I feel like when you have a guy like Honey Badger out on the market, teams want to pounce. Teams want to get that talent as soon as possible. So I definitely feel like his market and his attention has been high these last few days. I feel like Honey Badger has gotten a lot of looks from a lot of teams. I'm just worried that he may be pricing himself too high for teams that want to win, that know he can help us win, but he's pricing himself at a position where it's kind of crippling us to make other moves and other teams to make other moves. So personally, I would love to bring in Honey Badger. I kind of rethought and all that kind of stuff, I would love Honey Badger, but at the end of the day, if he's pricing himself over $13 million, I don't want him on this team. I don't. And I feel like he honestly may be pricing himself out of the range of the Las Vegas Raiders. Let's see. Dane Dallas says, sign Goldman, sign Wagner, and draft Cross. I would love, you guys know that ever since my guy X has put me on to Nick Cross, safety out of Maryland, I have turned on his film and I began to love him as a prospect. I would love for the Raiders to go out and get him. I believe that you can get him in the 4th round. I really do. So you could possibly go out and get him there. I would love to pick up Goldman. I'm not too sure about Bobby Wagner. I'm not too sure if we even have had any interest. But I mean, there's no reason to not look at a future Hall of Famer. How about a Justin Ellis reunion? Jelly can play 0-1 technique. He has a motor still at 31 years old. I take Calais Campbell too because he can play anywhere on the D line. That is facts. That is facts, EC. And when we're talking about anywhere, he could play DN. He could play DN if he wanted to, right? So I wouldn't mind it, EC, but I'm not sure if Jelly can come back. I would love for Jelly to make a reunion with the Raiders. I'm pretty sure though, I thought he got another extension. On top of that, I'm not sure if us bringing him in that solves our problem. I would bring him in for depth. Though. Let's see. Don't worry, Honey Badger is coming to us. I hit him up on Twitter. shout out to Salvo, man. Shout out to Salvo. Who else could we consider for safety? It's kind of weird, man, because usually we don't see safeties go off the market so quick. Usually safeties, there's a lot of depth at the position in free agency because it's not really a position that's valued extremely high to many teams. But actually, safeties was one of the first positions to go off the board fairly quickly. Let me read you guys off some of the safeties that got picked up. This is just a list of safeties. Marcus Williams got picked up. Tyrann Mathieu is still up. Jabril Peppers, you guys. Jabril Peppers is an option still. Quandre Diggs, Marcus May, Jordan Whitehead got picked up. Jaron Kearse I think Jaron Kearse is still out there. McCourty is gone. Justin Reed is gone. So out of all those names, most of them already got signed. And Logan Ryan, who got released for less than 24 hours, already found a home in Tampa Bay. So I mean, these safeties are flying off the market. These safeties are honestly flying off the market. Personally, if you ask me at this point, I am getting a little bit worried. I would just go out and get Jabril Peppers. I would just go out and get Jabril Peppers. He fits the scheme. He knows the defense. I know that it could interrupt a little bit with Abrams' style of play, but at the end of the day, guess what? This is Abrams' last deal. He's only on a $3 million contract. It's not guaranteed. And if he really wants to be a Raider, well, guess what? Go beat out Jabril Peppers for that job. And shout out to Ruben Russ. He says, when does Lyle Collins visit to Cincinnati? I think it's tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. I think it's tomorrow. I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow. Shout out to Jason Hall. He says, can you read off Devonta Adams' contract? It just got released. Did it? Did Devonta Adams' contract just get released? Where is it posted up at? And I will gladly read that off. Hold on, I think I picked it up. Here's the full breakdown of Devonta Adams' deal. Number one, signing bonus $19.25 million. 2, base salary $3.5 million guaranteed. 2023, $20 million guaranteed for injury at signing, fully guaranteed in 2023. 2023 base salary $6 million guaranteed for injury at signing. That don't sound right, bruh. That don't sound right. $6 million is the base salary? Damn, Dave Ziegler out here balling, bruh. Base salary in 2024 is $16.89 million, guaranteed for injury at signing. 2025 is 35. Holy fuck. Oh shit. Holy fuck. Wow, Dave Ziegler. Holy crap, man. Dave Ziegler is a freaking genius. Dude, Dave Ziegler set his contract up to be in 2025 and 2026. He set it up for a $33 million deal. He could never even see that money, and we could cut him and we'd save that bread. Shout out to fucking Dave Ziegler, bro. Oh my gosh, dog. Ziegler is a real GM. He is a real GM. It's all at the signing bonus. It's all at the signing bonus. You're right, EC. EC has been screaming for this all offseason, man. The bread that we give him up front with the signing bonuses, you could then create the cap hit to be much lower. EC has been screaming about this the whole offseason, man. Shout out to EC and shout out to Jason Hall for letting me know about that, man, because, bro, that is fucking amazing, dude. Dave Ziegler, oh my God. Why cut him, though? You never know. It's always good to structure the contracts that way, Aiden, because you never know, right? Whether maybe an injury history picks up and all that kind of stuff, it's always good to be able to opt out of a contract with no issue, right? So there's no reason for us to cut him, but you want to position yourself to in a position where you can. It works out. It works out, you know. It's a 3-year deal, basically, bro. That's oh my God, dude, that is amazing. That is amazing. Andy Devonta's contract just posted. It's really a 3-year, $67 million deal, 7 in dead cap if he's released after year 3. Smoking deal for us. It's amazing. It's an amazing deal. Holy crap, man. That is fantastic by Dave Ziegler. Yet again, he does another great thing by the new regime and the Las Vegas Raiders. Man, everybody, dog. Holy crap. Year 4 is everything good for both sides. You can restructure or extend again. Exactly. Exactly. Any word on Gilmore? Docs posted something earlier. Well, I know that Graf I guess he has some people that he knows, maybe it's through Scout or not, that kind of mentioned that something big may be happening. And then I know that Hondo Carpenter also put out a tweet that the Raiders are pretty close on a deal for another big name free agent. I guess maybe we were just putting two and two together, hoping that it was Stefan Gilmore. But listen, man, I kind of want to get into that, right? I kind of want to get into that. So I'm glad that you mentioned that really quick. Shout out to ONT6 Soldier. He says, "What up, Andy? Raiders!" Can I pull up to the live? Listen, man. ONT, what's your IG, man? I'll send it on later. I'll send it later. Hold on. I kind of want to get into this, right? So I kind of wrote a couple notes in my little banner section, and I want to get into that. Dave Z is an evil genius. Raiders Super Bowl contenders, bro. He's setting us up very, very well. Very, very well. But look, I want to talk about this right here, man. Stefan Gilmore, he's a free agent, hour by hour, day by day. In my opinion, his price is dropping. His price is dropping because he was literally only getting interest from 3 teams: the Raiders, the Niners, and the Jets. The Jets went out and got the cornerback from Seattle. The Niners went out and got Trevarius Ward. His only option is now the Raiders, right? Apparently, there was some rumblings that the Falcons were looking into him. But Stefan Gilmore is the perfect fit for this new scheme. And the reason why I say that is because Stefan Gilmore is a man-on-man corner with a large frame, with a big frame, right? Look at the receivers in our division outside of Tyreek Hill. You have Keenan Allen. He's not a speedster. He's a bigger frame. Mike Williams. He's not a speedster. He's a bigger frame. You go to the Broncos. Cortland Sutton and Tim Patrick. Those are their outside guys. Then you go to you go to the Chargers. Those are the guys I already mentioned. And then you go to the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs got those speedy guys. But if we're talking about in our division, Gilmore is a fantastic scheme fit. He's a man-on-man corner that at 31 years of age, he has at least 2 years of juice in him. You have to go out and get Gilmore, in my opinion. He will take this group, this level to this cornerback group to a whole nother level, man. So in my opinion, if it's Gilmore, I hope to God we get Gilmore very, very soon, because like I said, hour by hour, day by day, his price is getting lower. And I know Dave Ziegler and McDaniels have kind of sat back and let things cook on their own. But look, you guys, Gilmore, in my opinion, is one of the top priorities of this of this team. Of this team. Now, another thing I want to talk about is what are we going to do at the right tackle position? What are we going to do? You know, maybe you can get away with having John Simpson or Denzel Good play left guard this year, but at the right tackle position, you have a need there. Is it going to be Denzel Good playing right tackle? Is it going to be re-signing Jermaine Illuminor? Is it going to be getting Trent Brown back? What are we going to do at the position? We've made some fantastic moves. We made some franchise moving moves. Like, we've done a lot of great things in the last 72 hours. But in order for DC to throw the ball to Devonta Adams, he can't be getting sacked. And Brandon Parker showed us that he fucking sucks. We need a new guy. Brandon Parker's out the door. So, in my opinion, it's out of 3 guys. It's out of Illuminor, it's out of Darrell Williams, and it's out of Trent Brown. And yes, Trent Brown is one of my guys that we should get. And the reason why I say that is because Trent Brown, we know that when he's playing, he's a top guy. He's a top guy. It hurts me to say it, but at the end of the day, he's familiar with this entire scheme. He's familiar with the staff. He literally left the Raiders to go back with Josh McDaniels and Carmen Brasillo. So listen, man, Darrell Williams. Shout out to Farrell. He just said Billy Turner. That's an option as well. And I mean, I think Lyle Collins will end up signing with Cincinnati. So, and I really do think that Jermaine Illuminor should get a shot. I really do think that Jermaine Illuminor should get a shot. That's how I'm feeling. Exactly, Joey. Just think about that. Hobbs, Gilmore, Rock equals the best man-to-man DB secondary. And that's exactly what we want to build. That's exactly what we want to build. And listen, you guys, check this out. Check this out. We are going to have a guy in Anthony Everett. I will say one thing. If there's any reason why Anthony Everett got signed to the Las Vegas Raiders, it's because of what he did to Tyreek Hill this season. There is not many people in this league, if any people in this league, can do what Anthony Everett did to Tyreek Hill like what he did. It was absolutely fantastic. He was a blanket on that man. I said this the other day. When we signed him, I'm pretty sure we signed him because Josh McDaniels turned on that tape and he said, wow, that guy can go man-on-man with Tyreek Hill, and he will actually put up a great fight. He will hold his own. He will make a play. Anthony Everett is one of the sneaky great signings that this regime has brought in. And for Anthony Everett and Trayvon Mullen to be your potential backups, bringing in Gilmore is a fantastic problem to have. It's a fantastic problem to have. Now, another thing I want to talk about, right? Another thing I want to mention. When it comes to these corners, we've been linked to Stefan Gilmore, a name that I'm surprised we have not been linked to is Dante Jackson. Dante Jackson is a guy that has played 3 seasons with our passing game coordinator, Jason Simmons. He's played 3 years. He's played 3 years. And I'm very surprised that we are not linked to him. He's a man-on-man corner. He has a ton of speed, and he's 26 years old. So I'm very, very interested and surprised to see that we are not in that market. Would I be happy if we were in that market? Absolutely. Would I prefer Gilmore? Yes. I would prefer Gilmore because overall, Gilmore steps in. He's not just a great player. In my opinion, he would then be a captain. He's a leader. He's a teacher on and off the field. He's a guy that played many years in New England. He knows what the winning mentality is. He knows how to win football games, and he knows the way that you need to prepare, the way that you need to work every single day to win and go far in this league. That's why I'm bringing in Gilmore, not just because he's a fantastic football player, but because he knows how to win games. He knows what that mentality takes. That's what we need to do, man. That's what we need to do. I think that if there's any other guy that the Raiders should probably try and bring in, that's a quote unquote big name, it's him. It's Gilmore. Me personally, I don't know how you guys feel on this. I would rather take Gilmore than the Honey Badger. I would rather bring in Gilmore than Tyrann Mathieu. And some of you guys may be looking at me a little bit sideways. Gilmore is 31, Honey Badger is 29. I honestly, I really like Gilmore, man. I really, really, really like Gilmore. That's how I'm feeling. This organization is betting on Mullen. I don't want our organization to bet on Mullen, Dano. I think that's a problem. I think that's a problem to try and bet on a corner that had a season-ending injury last year after he had just recovered from a mid-season injury. Like, we can't do that. We can't do that. Shout out to Brian. He says, "Yo, Andy, what do you think about Amir Abdullah? Very, very sneaky good pickup." And I'm not just hyping him up. This is a guy that is a great kick returner, and when I mean great kick returner. Amir Abdullah is averaging over 25 yards per return. 25 yards per return when he's returning a kickoff. That's a lot of fucking yards, man. That is a lot of yards. Amir Abdullah is a running back. He's a kick returner. He's a wide receiver. If there's ever a time where you know Josh McDaniels wants to line up in a two-back set and out of nowhere he sees something or Derek Carr sees something and he wants to spread it out, you can with Amir Abdullah. Amir Abdullah is a good piece, man. I am very, very, very happy that we brought him in. I'm not too sure on his details, but I know it's not crazy expensive. None of the signings that we've picked up have been expensive. So, outside of Devonta Adams, but we knew what that was going to come with. But honestly, you guys, I mean, what we've seen so far out of this regime and what they're building has been phenomenal. It has honestly been phenomenal, you guys. Do you think Devonta Adams is going to fit in the new system right away? Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think that Josh McDaniels would have got him if he didn't. Personally. Running back by committee. Exactly. Damn, Andy, do we need to build a better offensive line? We do. We do need to build a better offensive line. Whether that's bringing back Illuminor, bringing back Trent Brown, possibly Billy Turner, possibly Darrell Williams. Those are 4 guys that you could bring in, right? 2 of them have a lot of experience under Josh McDaniels and Carmen Brasillo. 2 of them. There's 2 guys that have experience. One of them is Jermaine Illuminor. One of them is Trent Brown. Trent Brown, off the bat, we know is a better player. Jermaine Illuminor doesn't have the crazy history that Trent Brown has. So who knows? And Illuminor is only 27. And Illuminor is only 27 years old. Do we bring in another wide receiver? I'm not too sure. Maybe you could look into bringing back Deshaun Jackson. It looks like Deshaun Jackson wants to be back. So who knows? Maybe Deshaun Jackson could be back in the silver and black. That'd be very, very interesting, dude, to see Deshaun, Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow. That'd be crazy. That would be dope. That'd be dope. And honestly, Deshaun Jackson is kind of like a guy that's kind of living off his name now, but still, he's still a speedster. He could take the top off, you guys. So yeah, you see Leatherwood getting jacked. Leatherwood is looking good, man. He's putting in that work. I believe that he was working out with who's Cleveland's left tackle? Who is Cleveland's left tackle? Either way, he was working out with Cleveland's left tackle, and that's a damn good left tackle. So I'm happy, right? I'm happy putting in that work. That's always a good sign, man. Always a good sign. And something that you guys got to remember: just because these guys aren't posting on social media, that doesn't mean that they're just chillaxing at home doing nothing, right? Every single day we hear McDaniel speak. He's always saying that DC's in the building. How many times do you see DC post that he's in the building? Jedrick Wills, there you go. This man said Joe Thomas, I'm dead. Did we get Gilmore yet? Not yet. Not yet. Shout out to Farrell. He says 500 in here, only 140 likes. Like the vid, y'all. Facts. Shout out to Farrell. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that freaking like button, cause we doing big things, man. We doing big things over here. Farrell, man, y'all gotta hit the like button for me, man. 140 of y'all. Come on now. Andy, do you see if we do sign Gilmore, we trade Mullins? I don't think so. I don't think that we trade Mullins. At all. I don't think that we trade Mullen. There's no reason to trade Mullen, because at the end of the day, I think Gilmore is here for maybe 2 seasons at the most, and you have to move on with Mullen, and you have to move on with Rock Ya-Sin. Rock Ya-Sin is a guy that's already eligible for an extension. Rock Ya-Sin is in his final year of his rookie contract. Rock Ya-Sin was a top 5 rated man coverage corner last season, so we need to put that into consideration as well. Bringing in Gilmore, you have a great corner for maybe 1 to 2 years, right? But you have to realize your future at that point is in Mullen and Rock Ya-Sin, or just one of them, or just maybe one of them. But personally, I would love to move forward after Gilmore. If we do pick Gilmore up, I would love to see us move forward with those 2 guys running the show at corner. Let's see. We probably going to re-sign Hayward. Cali, I'm not sure if you knew this, but Casey Hayward went out and he signed a 2-year deal with Atlanta. Hey, bro, your hat still has a sticker on it. Remove it. No, nah, man. I don't remove that one, man. I take the bottom one off. I just subscribed. Appreciate you, G. Appreciate you, my man. He said he just subscribed, man. If you guys are new, man, we have over 550 of y'all in here. Nation, hit that sub button if you would love to see more Redder content from me. We are doing this big this offseason, man. Putting out content every single day, whether it's before I go to work or the second I get back home from work. We are putting out content, so join the family and hit that sub button, man. Shout out to Raider Squid. He says, rest in peace to broadcast legend John Clayton. Yes, rest in peace to the man. Hell of a career, broadcasting legend, like Raider Squid just said. Rest in peace to John Clayton, man. Rest in peace. Andy, do a mock. It's kind of funny, right? Because our mock drafts is going to look so different. So different now. Any news on Kyle Van Noy? In my opinion, if you bring Kyle Van Noy, it's going to be close to the vet minimum. It's going to be close to the vet minimum. That's how I feel. Gets a 5K by the draft. We could do it. We could do that. I just need some help from y'all. Let's see. Patrick Graham loves to use 3 safeties as opposed to 3 corners in the nickel and dime packages. Really, what that is, though, Space, is that there's a linebacker coming off the field. Hey, Kenny, look, I'm about to give Kenny his flowers, bro. The second, and I mean the second, we turned that card in for Nate Hobbs, Kenny didn't last more than 2.2 seconds before typing in a live feed and saying that Nate Hobbs was going to be the future of this cornerback position. He said that Nate Hobbs was being our best Raiders cornerback. And right now, yo, this man, he's on to something, man. Shout out to Kenny. Think we can afford both. Are you talking about Mullen and Rock Ya-Sin? I think you could, depending on how you structure. I mean, Mullen, he's had, I think, one really, really decent season. Outside of that, he's been pretty okay. I think that Rock Ya-Sin has showed a lot of promise. I mean, if you go out and you get Gilmore, I do think that one of the guys will walk, though. If you get Gilmore, one of the guys will walk this next offseason. Did you see the mansion Adams bought? Sheesh. I mean, it's $12 million in Vegas. It's gonna get you a lot. A freaking lot, man. Do you think that we can get Trent on a cheap contract since he has his Patriot connections and maybe he will actually play? It's kind of tough, man. You're asking a superstar when healthy to take a pay cut. It's kind of tough, right? Because the biggest asterisk in football, in my opinion, is that small sentence when healthy or small phrase when healthy, because it's so big, right? It's so big. Like, we're saying, oh, this guy can be a superstar when healthy, right? So it's like it's kind of hard, but at the end of the day, um, I kind of agree. We might have to. We might have to ask him to do that. But at the end of the day, Seattle's got some money over there after letting Russell Wilson go. I think that he won't leave Seattle without a deal, man. And shout out to Ray Tape. He said, "Was good, y'all." Shout out to everybody in the chat saluting. Raid in the chat, man. My guy. He says, "Fuck Trent Brown." That's how we feeling, Trevor. Okay, okay. What position should we get in the draft? Offensive line. Personally, I think I would look at guard in the draft because I feel like it'd be very hard for the Raiders to find a potential starting offensive tackle in the draft in the third round. I think you can definitely find a starting offensive guard in the third round. There's guys, maybe Dylan Parham falls into the third. One of my favorite guys since day one has been Kade Maze out of Tennessee. And the reason why I like Kade Maze so much, is because he came from a zone gap running scheme in Georgia, and he looked good in Georgia. Then he transferred to Tennessee, where they run the power gap scheme. And there in Tennessee, he looked good there as well. So I feel like with a guy like Kade Maze, he does need a little bit polishing when it comes to footwork, but at the end of the day, getting him in the third round, in my opinion, you may have to reach a little bit. I do think there's more value in trying to get him in the fourth, but I think that it's a good player to pick up. Like I said, though, I think there's more value in maybe trying to get him in the fourth. But offensive line is a position that we see many teams need year in and year out. So you may have to go out and turn that card in a little bit earlier for a guy like Kade Mays or just for an offensive lineman in general. Shout out to Michael. He says, Andy, the other day you said Dave Ziegler was a bitch until he did something. What's your thoughts on him now, Law? Well, guess what? He did something. You feel me? So you answered it there. Shout out to my guy Michael, man. Ziegler's balling out, man. Especially just reading off the way that he structured Devonta Adams' contract. It's absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Chuckle says, check out John Ridgeway. I have. Shout out to Sultan Mir. He was the first person to put me on to John Ridgeway. I checked him out and immediately I disliked him. I have a lot of problems with John Ridgeway. I think that his pad level is extremely high for a guy that's 6'6", I believe. You're going into the NFL, you have to have that kind of sorted out already. But I'm just not a big fan. I'm not a big fan. The size and measurables are there though for John Ridgeway. So if you have a great defensive line coach and a great staff around him, I think that he could be molded into a decent player. So would I take him in the fourth round? I wouldn't be mad at it. I would not be mad at it. But would I take him in the third? No. No. Shout out to GC. He says Abraham Lucas. Abraham Lucas is my favorite offensive tackle outside of the first round. I just don't think that he'll be in the third round at all. I think that he will not be there in the third round. I think that at the worst he goes in the second round. Shout out to Raider Prophet. I'm not sure why you sent it twice, my brother. He says, who's our backup QB? Better be someone legit. And again, I'm going to put the other one on the screen. He says, who's our backup QB? Better be someone legit. I agree. I think that we definitely should keep our eye out on a guy like a guy like Jacoby Brissett. Maybe I think Jameson Winston is actually headed back to New Orleans. So I think Jacoby Brissett is a decent guy. I'm kind of surprised that Marcus Mariota has not gotten a lot more buzz in this free agency period. So I mean, maybe possibly a reunion with that. I would love to bring Mariota back. You know, he's already been in the locker room for many years. I definitely feel like he'll get a shot elsewhere though. Shout out to Hyman. He says, "Sup, Andy? It's a new day for the Raiders. Let's fucking go." Simple as that. Shout out to Hyman, always showing love to the channel, man. Daniel Falele, that huge monster, he will not be there in the third round, brother. A team is going to see what you're seeing, and he will get drafted in the second round. Daniel Falele is 6'8", 380 pounds, and he is probably the biggest human that'll be in this year's draft. And an offensive line coach is going to see that, and they're going to pick him up in the second round and think that they can turn him into the greatest offensive lineman to ever play the game. Personally, Daniel Falele, in my opinion, his lateral quickness is too slow. He plays a little too high, and being 6'8", it's kind of tough not to play high. But I see the potential that you see in him. There's a lot of things that can go right with Daniel Falele, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with him. His technique for a guy that's only been playing for 3 years, it shows. It shows. His technique is not all the way polished, but at the end of the day, if we're talking about in the third round, why not? If we're talking about trading up into the second, no, absolutely no. Bigger than Trent Brown, facts. Like the motherfucker is huge. Shout out to Shadow. He says Asimo in the third. You know me, Shadow. You know me and everybody in here. Brian Asamoah is my linebacker. If he's there in the third round, I would be absolutely ecstatic. I would love it. So why not? But I'm not sure if he'll make it all the way to pick 86 to our first pick. So who knows? Who knows, man? Who knows? Let's see. What you think about Carlos Dunlap for depth? Seahawks let him go. It's kind of hard to pick up Carlos Dunlap, right? Because he's coming from a system with Ken Norton Jr. over there in Seattle that was very, very similar to what we were running with Gus Bradley. So he's coming from a 4-3 mode. We're moving kind of on in a sense from that. I know that we want to be more in the nickel, so to speak, but I think that when we do go into our base, he wouldn't necessarily fit. I don't think he's a guy that can stand up and play the outside linebacker position. So, I mean, I would definitely look at it and give him a call, see what he's asking for. But I'm not too sure if I would like actually give him a contract that he deserves, because he deserves to be paid. He deserves to be paid. Shout out to Mudville. He says if Gilmore's happens, or if Gilmore comes, what happens to Mullen? Trade? I don't think that he gets paid. I mean, I don't think he gets traded. I think that we allow him to play his last year with the Raiders, and really see what he's got. I think that that's what we do. I don't think that we go out and we trade him. I think that Mullen will play his entire rookie deal with us if we get Gilmore or not. But at the end of the day, if we do get Mullen, I do think that the organization, I mean, if we do get Gilmore, I think the organization will move on from Gilmore. We'll move on from Mullen, because you see, they went out and they traded for Rocky Sin. That's this regime's guy. Rocky Sin is a guy. Hold on, bro. This is back to what I was saying. Rocky Sin is a guy that this new regime traded for. Therefore, this regime is going to want to pay him. When it comes to bringing in Gilmore, that's a guy that this regime has been known to be around, and Gilmore would then be part of this new regime, right? That means that, guess what? You're not going to move on from Hobbs. He's a potential superstar in the slot. It means that, guess what? Mullins is the odd man out. So Mullen would probably be the one to leave. I don't think that he would be traded though. I don't think that he'd be traded. Um, let's see. OG Faye was laughing. Super chat he posted. Oh, my fault. Did I miss one? Did I miss one? I don't think I missed any. Was it Mudville's? I put Mudville's super up. Bradbury's a dream at this point. I would love to bring in Bradbury. I would love to bring in Bradbury. Why is my Chihuahua wilding? I don't know, bro. I don't know. That Chihuahua's a little fucking annoying little motherfucker. You know. I'm thinking we are trading Jacobs for a second round draft pick. What do you think? Um, I don't think it's happening. I don't think so. Let me ask you guys this though: If a team offered you a second round pick for Josh Jacobs, are you accepting that? Are you accepting that? I don't think it'll happen. But if a team offers that for Jacobs, would you take it? That's 4 outside corners though, not including Hobbs. I mean, look, I think that Hobbs. I mean, we know he's a slot, but I mean, with what we're doing with what we're doing with Patrick Graham, Patrick Graham has been a guy that has gone into the 3-3-5. Patrick Graham has gone into the dime packages. So you would need 4 guys that could potentially play one-on-one every single snap. So I think that Mullen would stay and play out his contract. I just feel like trading him would be probably hard to do. Make a poll. Listen, this motherfucker said make a poll. And you know what? You know what? I'm gonna do it, motherfucker. I'm gonna do it. If a team offers you a second round pick for Josh Jacobs, are you doing it? Yes. Shout to Raider Mike, man. Um, someone also mentioned this with a super chat. You know, rest in peace to John Clayton. Um, you know, we never want to see that happen, man. We never want to see that happen. Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna make a poll. I'm gonna make a poll. I'm gonna make a poll. Second round pick for Josh Jacobs. In my opinion, I would do it. I would do it. That's a second round pick for a running back. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? All right, I'm gonna put JJ. I'm not gonna put Jacobs. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, I guess it started on its own. So yeah, just do it. Just do yes or no. Just do yes or no. Raiders got the killer D's in Devontae, Darren, and Derek. All right. Shout out to Courtney. All right. The guy from the Bengals can play slot too. Who are we talking about here? The guy from the Bengals. Oh, you're talking about Darius Phillips. Talking about Darius Phillips. Um, Obina as a TCU in the 4th or 5th round. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know who the fuck that is. You know. Let's see. That's a good problem to have. A second rounder for Jacobs who could be replaced in a 4th or 5th round. Second round pick. What we talking about? Yeah, I would do it. I would do it. And I know Josh Jacobs is a fan favorite. I love Josh Jacobs, but if you're gonna offer me a second round pick for Josh Jacobs, there's no way I'm saying no. And that's just gonna better the franchise. That's just gonna better the franchise because at that point, you're basically just trading away a first round pick for Devonta Adams. So yeah. TCU right tackle Obina as a 6'8". How much does he weigh? How much does he but Yassine is for real. Trust me. Oh, we know Rock Yassine is a baller, man. You don't just rank top 5 in man coverage above all corners in the NFL because you got lucky. Like we know that Rock Yassine is a freaking baller. Rock Yassine is great. He is great in terms of man coverage. He's a guy that's been excelling and over his career he's just been getting better and better. Let's see. Really quick, man. ONT6. Send me a message on IG if you're still in here. I'll send the link over to you so you can pull up if you are still free. Because I did say that I was gonna pull you in later on, man. Because you did ask, and I want to keep my promise. I want to keep my promise. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. There we go. Just sent it over, brother. Just sent it over. Victor, shout out to Victor. He says, Andy, if we were still in Oakland, would Zeke and McDaniels be running with the Raiders? That's a hard question, man, because if we were still in Oakland, I feel like a lot of things would be different. If we were still in Oakland, I feel like a lot of things would honestly be different. It's kind of tough, man. It's kind of tough. I'm from Oakland. I live in Oakland. This is my home. And there's nothing more that hurt me to see this team leave. But at the same time, there's nothing more that I want than for this franchise to win a Super Bowl again. And personally, yes, it sucked that this team left. It sucks that this team left my city, my hometown. But I think that it was for the better. I think that it was for the better, man. And it sucks to say that, bro. And it sucks to say that. Take a flyer on Robert Woods. You would have to trade for Robert Woods, Raider Mike. You would have to trade for Robert Woods. You would have to trade for that man. So it's not about no flyer. That's not a flyer. That's not a flyer. You're trading for that man. Oakland didn't do anything to keep them. Yeah, it's just tough. Yo, you in Oakland, bro? For real? Where you at? Cause I know my boy X also in Oakland, man. Business, not personal. There you go, GC. It felt like it, oh, bro. It felt like it. It felt like it. But look, even small signings, like even small signings with what's his name? Bilal Nichols, right? One of the first things that he mentioned was our facilities. One of the first things that he mentioned was all the things that the Raiders facility has to offer each player. We're offering each player the best of the best, top of the top notch in everything, whether it's physical therapy, whether it's massages, whether it's acupuncture, all that kind of stuff, right? The facility has all that stuff to offer, and it's the best of the best. It's top of the line. We didn't have that in Oakland. We didn't. So it sucks, bro. But at the end of the day, like I said, there's nothing better that I would rather want for this team than for us to win. And if it means moving to Vegas, but everybody knows that it's Oakland at heart, then guess what? I'm keeping it that way. I'm keeping it that way. And shout out to my guy ONT, man. I sent you the link. Feel free to pull up whenever you are free, man. Bilal Nichols is hell of an underrated signing. I agree. Vegas has more resources to bring players, most definitely. Just with the facility, the new stadium, that's attractive. But along with the fact that you're into a city with no state tax, right? And when it comes down to athletes, at the end of the day, it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to offer these athletes no state tax, right? Because when it comes to when it comes to these athletes, right, you never really know when your time is done in your sport, right? So you kind of want to just bring in the best and the most money as quick as possible, right? And you want to earn as much of that money. So with the Raiders being able to offer no state taxes, it's just a plus. And really quick, man, shout out to my guy ONT6 in the chat. That's how you guys know him. Man, this recorded since day freaking one, bro. Day freaking one. I'm glad to be able to bring you onto a live. How you feeling, brother? How you feeling about all these moves that we've made?
Hey, before anything, Andy, I just want to, thank you for having me on, brother. And it's just crazy how to see how much the channel has grown since I started following you day one, bro, to where you're at, bro. Hey, just shout out to your hard work, bro, and just keep doing what you're doing, bro. And the sky's the limit for the channel, brother.
Appreciate you, man, for real. And I mean, you know, since day one, just as much as I know, you've been here the whole way. You've been here the whole way, and I just got to take my time on my day to appreciate you, man, for real. But honestly, what are you thinking about the Raiders so far and what we've done? How are you feeling about all this?
I love all the moves that Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels has made, bro. But more than anything, the perfect scheme fits to what we want to do. You know what I mean? That's what makes me feel more comfortable in anything. That we're getting the right players, and not just the right players on defense too. There's young players. We have a young nucleus on defense that's gonna grow together over the next couple of years, bro. Especially when this defensive corner actually gets to put his hands on these guys, bro. Which I'm really excited.
I feel like one of the biggest things that we're kind of failing to realize with Chandler Jones coming into Vegas is the fact that our young guy Malcolm Kuntz is going to have that mentor for 3 years. For three
Three,
years,
him
he's
and
going to
Clee
have
too.
like the last time we had a kid that was able to have a mentor of an all-pro player, he is now starting for this team. Andre
That
James had the mentor of Rodney Hudson for many years. And this organization had the confidence into making him a starter and extending him. When
Especially
you're
too
doing that,
as a
when you're doing that, when you're doing that now, you're doing that now with bringing in Chandler Jones, and you're having an all-pro mentor for a young talent in Malcolm Kuntz. It's very, very, very promising for what the Raiders are doing moving forward. It's very promising, and it's a level of comfort that us as fans probably haven't had in a long time. Like in a long time, we have a front office, and I said this yesterday. You guys probably got annoyed with the amount of times that I said the word calculated. But every single move that this new organization and regime is doing, it's a calculated move. Every single time we make a move, it's because we made a play behind the scenes to make it happen, right? We're not just going out and signing Devonta Adams to a $28 million deal, right? And each year he's crippling our cap. No, Dave Ziegler made it so that you can opt out of the last 2 years and he doesn't even have to see that fucking money, right? And I mean, it's just very, very well put together how the Raiders made this happen. So I'm just happy, man. The Raiders have done a lot of stuff and a lot of good stuff. I personally just want to see us, go out, maybe get a guard or a right tackle. And hopefully a nose tackle, man. Nose tackle is very important for me. I think that's something that I would love to see happen in the near future. I don't want us to wait too much longer because I do think that a nose tackle is pretty big into what the Raiders want to do moving forward.
No, facts, Andy. And the thing is, too, post June 1st, there's going to be plenty of NFL talents going to get cut, too, brother. You know what I mean? That's the other thing, too, that people don't think about that. Dave Ziegler put that money for that just in case, say, for example, we're not able to get a nose tackle or get a right tackle. There's going to be a player, too, that most people don't think there's going to be available, and we're going to be able to sign them. You know what I mean? This is the thing is, I'm real impressed, and I like to take a second to apologize to Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels for me ever doubting them. You know what I mean? They proved me wrong, Andy, because I was on Rage Live talking shit, especially when Josh McDaniels got hired. I'm thinking about the time he got rid of fucking Jay Cutler and brought in fucking Colin Orton. And the thing is, I give him props for learning from that mistake. You know what I mean? Instead of him coming in here saying, "Oh, I can bring my own quarterback in here," no, I'm gonna keep this quarterback and I'm gonna go get what he wants. He literally went up to Derek Carr and said, "Hey, Derek Carr, what do you want? I want Devonta Adams. All right, give me some time. Are you gonna take less money? Yeah, boom."
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly amazing. I think it keeps going back to the word that I was saying, man. Calculated moves. That's exactly what we've been doing. It's exactly what we've been doing. Like, bringing in Devonta Adams. What does that do? It's not only something that's a franchise shifter for what we want to do in the near future, but at the same time, it's attractive to other free agents. When you have an offense that now has Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, and Devontae Adams, just as the receiving part of it, and then you have a backfield that consists of Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake. When those two guys are healthy, that could be one hell of a 1-2 punch. Right. So when you have free agents that are sitting back, I don't want to say it, but I feel like years before they kind of just brushed over and looked over our organization because we didn't have much going on. We didn't have much getting built for the future. So with what we're bringing in, right, and that's just offense, right? Now you have a emerging household name with Max Crosby. He's here for the future. Now you bring in Chandler Jones. He's a household fucking name for all football fans. Now you have Trayvon Merrick as a guy that you can plug in for fucking 10 years at your free safety position. You go out and you trade for a top 5 man coverage corner, and you're potentially pairing him up with another top 10 man coverage corner, all-pro defensive player of the year in Stefan Gilmore. There's a lot of things that this organization is building right now that isn't just going to accumulate to success short term, but long term as well, right? Bringing in all these talented guys, it's attractive to other talented guys. Like, I could tell you one thing. If this Devontae Adams move was done a day before, La'el Collins wouldn't have taken that visit to Cincinnati. He would
No,
have
fact.
sat back. He would have sat back, spoken with his agent, and he said, "You know what? Before I go to Cincinnati, I want to monitor what Las Vegas has going on. I want to
No, fact.
monitor what they have going on." But the cards didn't play out that way, so we could be potentially losing out on La'el Collins. But with the whole Trent Brown situation, a lot of us fucking hate the guy. But if he leaves without a deal done in Seattle, we know where he could potentially land at that spot, right? At that
Yep.
point. And we fucking hate the guy, right? But he's a damn good player when he's here or when he's healthy. So like I said, it's a big asterisk, but we'll see.
And the thing is
What
too now that my
yeah, go
bad.
ahead. No, go
Now
ahead, go ahead.
that we have Adams now, you know how much better our goal line offense is going to be now.
Oh my
Last
God.
year, just remember this. Last year, I was watching the Packers and Ravens game. They were double teaming fucking Adams at the goal line, bro. So
Yeah.
you gonna tell me you're gonna leave Waller 1-on-1 and Hunter Renfro 1-on-1 too at the goal, bro?
But that's the thing, bro. That's the thing. You can't put that many DBs on the goal line out on the field because what
Yeah,
about Josh Jacobs?
that's what I'm saying, bro.
He's going to run through your defensive backs. So that's just how much having a guy like Devonta opens up your offense. Darren Waller, I will promise you guys this, and if I'm wrong, you guys can kill me on this. But how many times do we see Darren Waller get utilized in the red zone? Fucking never. Now,
Never.
with
Facts.
McDaniels, quote me on this, you guys. Darren Waller will have over 10 touchdowns in this season because of Josh McDaniels, because of how much he's going to get utilized in this offense in the red zone. It's going to be fantastic. And shout out to EC. He says, what I like about the no-name moves are they all special teamers who have shown production in limited depth roles? No more Renfro returning punts. Thank you.
Thank you.
Or $9 million bus covering kicks. Exactly, EC. I think I forgot what happened, but I was trying to upload a video at work about Darius Phillips. Something about Darius Phillips, man, that I really like is that EC is exactly right. Darius Phillips and also with Amir Abdullah takes that weight off of Hunter Renfro's shoulders. As much as Hunter Renfro was a damn good kick returner and we loved it, our hearts dropped every single time he caught that ball because we knew how bad our offense could get without Hunter Renfro. When Hunter Renfro went down against the New York Jets back in 2019, our offense fucking took a hit and it went down bad. For 3 weeks, our offense went worse and worse and worse. So with bringing in Amir Abdullah, that's a damn good kick returner, bringing in Darius Phillips that also has that part of his game where he can return kicks and play defense, it's big. It really, really is big. It takes that work off of it takes that load off of Hunter Renfro's shoulders. Hunter Renfro can truly now, going into his last this is last year, right, of his deal, he can truly now think, okay, I'm going to try and focus on becoming the best slot receiver Josh McDaniels wants me to be. I no longer have to think, let me go practice catching punts, because that's taken away from his time working with DC, Devonta Adams, and Darren Waller. That's taken away from his time. It may not seem like much to you guys, but that is taking away from his time. Now, we know Hunter Renfro has had that history to return punts, so he's also going to have that in the back of his mind. If he needs to, he can. But that's a big difference compared to last year than, oh no, Hunter Renfro's our kick returner. Now it's Amir Abdullah would have to go down, Darius Phillips would have to go down, and then it'd be Hunter Renfro, right? So the fact that we're getting guys like Amir Abdullah that could play wide receiver, that could play running back, and go return punts. The fact that we brought in a guy like Darius Phillips that can play cornerback, slot, or outside, mainly slot, and go return punts or kick returns, it's big. It allows Renfro to focus on being the best slot receiver possible. So I really like that, man, and I completely agree with EC, man.
I
And
think my favorite pickup on defense so far has been the cornerback from the Ravens, the fake
yeah,
Netway.
yeah, man.
Bro, that guy has been shutting down fucking Tyreek Hill. Like, bro,
Yeah,
if that's the only reason we signed him for those 2 games against the Chiefs and maybe the playoff game, I'm fine with it.
yeah,
You know what I
facts,
mean?
bro. Like I was saying the same thing. Actually, it's funny that you have it because look at this. Look at this right here. This I put this in my notes right before I made this live.
That's what's
Anthony
up. See, that's
Everett.
what's up. That's how you know, bro. That's how you
I
know you're
said
real.
that right there. This is one of my notes. Anthony Everett quite possibly got signed for his career performance against divisional nightmare Tyreek Hill. Like we're on the same page with that, bro. We're on the same page with that, brother. Like I completely agree. I completely agree. So that's just it. That's just how I feel, bro. Like I'm happy we got Anthony Everett. Some of you guys may not realize the man ran a 4.3. He is a burner. He can keep
Yeah.
up with Tyreek Hill. He's a guy that can backpedal while Tyreek Hill is trying to do his routes and still run with him stride for stride. We haven't
If you
had
don't
that.
believe it, go watch his film against him last year, bro.
Yes,
Go watch his
it's
film against him last year, bro.
I
Fucking
love it.
cut him down, bro. Crazy.
Yep, I love the pickup. I really do, and it's an underrated pickup for sure. But I think it's a pickup that we definitely needed. That we definitely needed.
It,
Having a guy
it
that
ain't the sexiest. It ain't the sexiest pickup, Andy, but it fits a specific role and the
yeah,
scheme fit that we need for the system. That's what I love about it, bro. It ain't the
I
fucking
agree.
major guy.
I agree because something else to look at and shout to Raider Scout, one of the best guys when it comes to Instagram Raider content. Look, matter of fact, he's the fucking best when it comes to
He
this
is,
shit.
bro.
Raider Scout had him potentially making $8 million a year as his estimated annual
Yeah,
average. That's what Scout had his estimation at. His contract was less than $5 million with the Raiders. Like we brought him in for a damn good deal. We didn't bring him
yeah,
in and pay him $7 to $8 million. No, we brought him in 1 year. Listen,
yeah,
show us what you did with Baltimore, but do it with us. If you do
yeah.
it, we'll pay you that money. It's simple as that, man. It's simple as that, and I love it. Look at this. Check that out. For any of you guys who haven't known and think that we're overrating this man like a motherfucker, Hill had 14 yards against Anthony Everett. 14.
Yep.
We're talking about
14.
a guy that had 250 yards on the Buccaneers defense. But he
Yeah,
had 14 yards against Anthony Everett.
yeah.
That's all I gotta say, bro. That's all I gotta
Hey,
say, man.
Andy, right now, what team do you think is the worst in our division right now? Because to me,
Um,
it's the Chiefs.
overall,
Yeah, overall.
are we talking about just players like their roster?
I'm talking about team overall, like overall team wise. Offense, defense, special teams. Who's the worst team in our division right now, in your
Um,
opinion?
I think the team that will finish last in our division is the Broncos. I think,
Really?
yeah, I think it'll honestly be. I think this is how to be. There's gonna be a two-way tie for first place
Yeah,
between the Raiders and either the Chargers or the Chiefs.
yeah,
But I feel like the Chiefs, due to the fact that they have Andy Reid and that fucking mastermind, and he is a mastermind in
yeah,
Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy's a fucking he's a genius. He's a fucking
yeah,
genius.
yeah,
Those two guys, I don't think with their mindset, there's no season that as long as they're a duo will win or I mean, yeah, they won't win. Fuck, how do I say this? They're not gonna lose. They're not gonna have a losing record. They're always gonna win more than 10 games. That's how I feel with the Chiefs. They're
yeah,
always gonna win more than 10 games. I feel like the Broncos, if you look at it, their defense is good, but guess
yeah,
what? Their defense was good when we played them, and guess what? We
yeah.
fucking made their defense look fucking trash. We put up
Fact.
almost 40 points on their defense. So yes,
Yeah,
their defense on paper looks good, but they have to go
on
out and
paper.
do it. They have to
Yeah,
go out and do it. On paper, I think the Kansas City Chiefs have the worst roster in the division, but
yeah,
on what's hard to recognize is that on paper it doesn't show that they have Eric Bieniemy,
Yeah.
Spagnuolo, and Andy Reid, right? When we're
Yeah.
looking at rosters, it doesn't show that. But do I think that they have the worst roster? Yes, I think that their defense is really bad.
Yeah.
But I think that offense is going to continue to click, and it's going to be a two-way tie for first. And I think third place is probably either going to be the Chiefs or the Chargers. I honestly feel like we're either second or first. That's how I feel. But I think that a lot of people are kind of overestimating Russell Wilson with the Broncos.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson does not have a DK Metcalf or a Tyler Lockett. He has
Fact.
a Jerry Jeudy, a KJ Hamler, a Tim Patrick, and a Cortland Sutton. None of
But
those guys are going to week in and week out make plays like Tyler Lockett and DK made. They're not.
fact.
They don't have the offensive line that they can bank on in terms of the run, like they
Yeah.
were able to do with their running back. They had a horrible pass blocking offensive line, but their run blocking offensive line was pretty decent. I still think that the Broncos haven't made enough roster altering moves to
Yep.
put them above any team in this division. I don't see it. Also, they lost Noah Fant. I think that he's a very respectable tight end. So yeah, I mean, that's what I feel. I think the Broncos overall are still the worst team in our division, but I think
Yeah.
the worst team in our division is still going to win 10 games. So our division is going to be very tough. It's going to be very tough. And shout to Can't Stop, Won't Stop, Red Nation for Life. He says, Andy, we as Raiders fans, we have been used to mediocrity. Now we have a front office that knows. We now have a front office that knows what they're doing, and a coaching staff that's going to take us to the next level. Keep up the good work, Andy. Appreciate you. Can't stop, won't stop. And yeah, it's kind of weird, man. It's a weird feeling because I said this the other day on Laces Live when
Yeah.
we made the trade for Devonta Adams, and when the first set of details came out about Devonta Adams' contract,
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is a weird feeling. We have a fucking front office that is doing their job. You know, it's
No.
like
Yeah. And
we haven't had that.
the other thing is too that everyone was keeping me out saying that Mark Davis was broke and shit. They don't have no money. He just paid out Max Crosby and fucking.
He cashed them boys out.
You know what I mean? They were saying that we don't got no money and we're broke. We just paid these motherfuckers out, dog. So I don't want to hear anything about fucking saying Mark Davis ain't got no money, bro, or anything, bro.
Got that bread. He got that bread. I guess he was just waiting to show it with Ziegler and McDaniels. But
Yeah.
look, this is a thing. Look, you know what's crazy is that when the trade first went down for the Broncos when they acquired Russell Wilson, I didn't look at Shelby Harris and Noah Fant as a big loss. But with how inactive they have been in free agency, them having Shelby Harris and Noah Fant makes their roster a lot better if they were still here. So those are actually big losses to Denver now that they have not made enough moves to who have they gotten to replace Shelby Harris' role? Nobody. Nobody. Noah Fant. They haven't brought in another tight end. So we got to look at that as well. I didn't think that it was so crazy when it first happened, but right now it's looking like those guys are gonna be tough to replace. And shout out to El Raider, he says, "Are we still getting Stefan Gilmore?" It's looking like we're still the top team in terms of getting him, but I'm not too sure. But at the same time, we went through this before on Monday and Tuesday. Patience is a virtue. If you can get the guy cheaper by waiting another 48 hours and suffering for another 48 hours, but it's worth it in the end. Hey man, I'll wait on Stefan Gilmore, but it does look like we are still the top guys for him. The main three teams that were making a push for him was the Niners, Jets, and Raiders. The Niners went out and got Trevarius Ward. The Jets went out and got their cornerback from Seattle. So I still think that we're the top guys. But I will say this: it's looking like Indianapolis is the front runner for Tyrann Mathieu. So for those of you guys that wanted Tyrann Mathieu, he may be going to Indy. That would be crazy. Trevor. That's what we're talking about right now, brother.
Yeah.
It's not that he's not a good player. I just don't want him anymore because he'll never be the same with the shoulder. So I'm assuming we're talking about one of my favorite players, Jonathan Abram. I think that Jonathan Abram's time at the safety position is done.
So,
I don't think that he should play safety at all. But if
nope.
we're gonna give Abram a role that's inside the box
Yeah.
100% of the time, give him that role because I feel like that's where you'll be able to get the best out of Jonathan Abram. That's where you'll be able to see Jonathan Abram succeed and have probably some of the best plays of his career. You know, I think I did an hour film breakdown on Jonathan Abram. We did every single play. We did every single defensive play that Jonathan Abram played against Cleveland. And there's not one time when he was in the box that he looked out of place and looked bad. So that's all I'm gonna say. But I would definitely agree. And when it comes to safety, he he's done. He's done in my eyes.
Hey, Andy, did you see that time that Stu called that fool fucking coach in college and shit? And his head coach? Yeah, Stu called.
Yeah, Mississippi. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And Stu called him. He was like, "Hey, bro, so what's going on with Abram?" He's like, "He's not a safety. He's a linebacker, bro. I don't understand him. I told him when he was coming out, they need to move him to fucking linebacker." And just makes you think, what the fuck were Mike Mayock and John Gruden doing? Still leaving him at safety if they knew he was a fucking linebacker and he talking to his coach, bro. You know what I mean? It's just like not going back and thinking about it, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly, bro. I mean, look, Abram, he's showed a lot of promise. He showed a lot
No,
of
he
promise
has.
in the box.
He has.
In the box, he plays on a great play. His playing speed is amazing. Like he's always around the ball. But when we're talking about Abram being the last line of defense, I don't want that. I cannot bank
Hell
on
no.
Abram being the last line of defense at
No.
safety. We can't. We can't. But if you're saying that Abram is going to be in the box with 7 other individuals that can make a play, do it. And shout out to Kenny, man. He said Abram is trash. Kenny has been killing me about Abram every single time I ever bring up his name, bro. And shout out to X. He says, "Do you think 12-5 wins the AFC West?" I don't. I think that whoever wants to take the title for the AFC West is going to need 13 wins.
13. God man, it's gonna be a
Yeah.
slugfest.
Yeah. Raiders football talk. No, I mean, dude still hates our head coach and GM. What? Huh? I know he's not talking about you because you were just giving them their flowers. So I don't know. I know. I don't think he was talking about you though. If he puts on 15 pounds, he would be an amazing weak side linebacker. I wouldn't mind that at all. But Turi, I agree. That number needs to come off, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, bro. That
I
is one
love
thing,
you, Abram, but that number needs to come off.
bro. This is I think it's too that number. When you wear that number, Andy, you have too much fucking pressure to be a Hall of Fame and a game-changing player, bro. And when you don't do that shit, it makes you look that much horrible because you're getting standards of the last 24, which was fucking Lynch. Besides that, it was Woodson, and you're wearing that shit as a defensive back 24 for the Raiders when Willie Brown and Charles Woodson. No, bro, that's when it becomes disrespect.
That number is history. It's history
It
to
is.
this team.
It is, though. This number 24, bro,
yeah,
history for the Raiders. Not everybody gets to wear this motherfucker, though.
Yeah, not everybody gets to wear that, man. So, he definitely need. I think he definitely need to take that number off. I agree. That we can't have that. We cannot have that number, like you said, go from Lynch, Woods, and Willie Brown to Abram. Like we can't do that, man. We can't do that shit, bro. Like unless Abram fucking finishes the season with 200 tackles, 10 interceptions, 55 sacks, and 3 touchdowns, then he could keep that bitch. But yeah, nah.
Yeah. And the thing is, too, I had a lot of high praise for him coming out, too, though, especially watching Sandy videos and watching myself. I didn't even want to go buy Abram jersey. He's one of my jerseys in my collection, bro. But it just sucks, bro. Hopefully he comes to linebacker and gets his shit together, bro. Because we need linebackers more than anything right now.
Yeah, shout to Uni. He says Merrick deserves 24. Well, now with Zay Jones gone, hopefully Merrick can get that 7. That'd be fire.
That would be fire, bro.
I would definitely get a Trayvon Merrick number 7. Let me ask everybody in the chat, man, because we got over 500 of you guys. What
Shit.
is the next jersey that you guys think you guys are going to be purchasing now with all these new signings? What is the next jersey? Go ahead and let me know that you're going to pick up.
Andy, I want to pick up a Chandler Jones and fucking Devonta Adams, but there's a player coming out of college that I really want, and that's my boy Kobe Bryant out of Cincinnati, bro. I want him to get drafted by the Raiders and wear that number 8, bro.
So let me ask you this: if we get Stefan Gilmore, I don't think that we're getting a corner in the
I don't
draft.
think we are too, but if we don't get him, we're gonna need another corner though, bro. That's the thing is too, because if we get Stefan Gilmore, I think Mullins will be here for another a year or two, and then when fucking Gilmore goes in, Mullins can step into that position, bro. Because Rocky and Sim still on his rookie contract too, bro. Both of them are.
Rocky Yasin, Adams. Who 7? You still need that Max jersey, Adams and Renfro. Okay. Chandler Jones. Adams, no brainer.
I want to hunt the Renfro jersey, but I can't wear that 13, dog. I'm sorry. You know why, Andy? You know how it is.
Yeah. Nate Hobbs. Hey, Nate Hobbs a sneaky one. I want a Nate Hobbs color rush. That's what I want. Yeah. Shout out to Greg. He says, Andy, keep up the awesome mental fortitude on display. Send in your resume to the Raiders front office. Raider Nation for life, man. Listen, if I ever stepped foot in that building, I would act a fool, bro. I wouldn't know whether to be excited, whether to be professional, or to do what, man. I would act a fool in that motherfucker. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but appreciate the kind words, man, for real. I actually still need a Renfro. Facts. Renfro is a must, in my opinion.
For real.
Renfro's a must. Nate Hobbs. What number do you think? What number do you think Devonta Adams is gonna want?
I think 17 or 15, brother.
17 or 15. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Jacobs is going back. Oh, you know what? I give Jacobs a lot of shit. I give Jacobs a lot of shit though, bro. If Jacobs gets that number 8, I'm a have to.
That single digit 8, sick, bro. Especially him.
These single digits are changing the game. Because personally, I really want to go out and get a Deshaun Jackson number 1.
No, I want to go get a Mullins number 1, bro. If Mullins changes his number to number 1, bro,
so that's something you guys need to remember. Brian Edwards confirmed he's switching from number 89 to number 3. So Brian Edwards is going to get the number. He's trying to switch to number 3. Yeah. What's another one? Mullen potentially should be changing his number to number 1.
Yeah.
Merrick with Zay Jones gone could be potentially switching back to his college number 7.
Yeah.
Devonta Adams could be taking number 15. I don't think we have a number 15 on the roster, right?
I don't think so either.
Divine Diablo. What number? He switched to 5?
No, he's 5 now. I want to keep that 5 though, bro.
Yeah,
I want to get in that color rush.
Yeah, that'd be badass. That boy said he can't wear 13. Hey, man, it is what it is. Number changes is trash. Fuck the Chiefs.
It's not that I can't wear it, bro. It just, you know what I mean? You know how it is being.
It just causes.
It's like Adams 18, bro. You know how it is.
Yeah. Let's see. Brian Edwards wore his number 3 in high school. Hey, man, that's dope. Stoner the GOAT at 17. Let's see. Is there a way that Adams will get that number anyway? Is number 15? I don't think we have a number 15 on the roster for him not to get that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kuntz is one. Once he comes along a little bit more, Kuntz could be a nice little jersey. To pick up.
That's one thing still I don't understand why he didn't get more playing time after he played 2 games and got 2 fucking sacks, bro.
Yeah, in my opinion, he looked really good when he was opposite of Cleveland Ferrell. Him and Cleveland Ferrell actually worked very well.
They did.
As a pass rushing duo. So who knows?
That's why I think it's gonna be a big help for Clee and Kuntz when fucking Jones comes in here, bro. You know what I mean?
Definitely should be. Las Vegas Blackjack. 17 plus 4 equals 21. Oh shit.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
get it.
Renfro needs 25. Nah, Renfro should stay in
Nah,
13.
Rafa's killing that. He good. That number is
Re-
his. I ain't gonna take that number.
yeah, Renfro's gonna make number 13 a number to remember for the silver and black, man.
Hey, Andy, what do you think we're gonna do at backup quarterback, brother? Because to be honest with you, there's only two quarterbacks I want. I want Jacoby Brissett or fucking Minshew. But what do you think?
I like Minshew. That's a very good name. I really want Jacoby Brissett. Minshew's a possibility as well. But I get killed for this every single time I say this shit, bro. If Cam Newton can understand that he's a backup, I'll take Cam Newton as a backup. But
Yeah,
yeah. But
that's
my
one
my
thing.
top guy is Jacoby Brissett.
That's the thing is too, Andy. I was gonna ask you too, fucking, because my brother's a big ass Patriots fan, brother, and the Patriots last year carried 4 tight ends and 4 running backs, brother. So you
Yeah,
think we're gonna do the same thing?
we could definitely be that. We could definitely be that. I mean I think today we brought in some tight end. I don't even know how to say his name. His name is like Hennessy or some shit.
Oh shit,
But
some shit. Yeah,
yeah, we brought in a tight end today for a visit, so we'll see. Another one. I mean, shit, Marcus Mariota's not getting a lot of hype. I'd bring Marcus Mariota back.
yeah, me too. But if
Andy
Baker
Dalton.
Mayfield don't get
Andy
traded,
Dalton is not a bad one. Andy
I
Dalton.
think Mariota's gonna go to the Colts.
Yeah. Well, they're trying. Apparently, Baker wants to be traded there, so we'll see.
Hey, Andy, what do you think about the Deshaun Watson trade, bro? That shit was crazy.
Yeah, it was. I mean, fuck him.
I don't care. I was just shocked, bro. All the guaranteed money they gave him, bro. I was
Yeah,
like,
that
fuck.
I've never seen a contract look like that in my life. Yeah. Oh, oh,
O'Shaughnessy,
O'Shawn.
O'Shaughnessy,
Yeah,
O'Shaughnessy,
O'Shaughnessy. Oh
O'Shaughnessy.
no, that sound like Irish or some shit. I'm probably extremely wrong with that, but I don't know. Let's see. Mariota is trash. Damn. Let's see. EC says, Raid the Tape said he also had two 997-yard seasons and an 800-yard season. He missed some games. Who? Oh shit, I think they're having a convo inside the chat. So,
Okay.
oh, but yeah, I was kind of confused. Let's see. I think Mariota will come back. I don't think so, man. He's 28 years old. I think that he'll get a deal somewhere else, man. I think that he'll get a deal somewhere else, most definitely. Yeah, he's visiting the Raiders. He's a tight end. Yeah, yeah. I really think we're gonna draft the tight end this year, Woods of Virginia, or Turner, Cole Turner from Nevada. I don't think either of them. You think either of them will be there by 86? I hope we don't take a fucking tight end with our
Oh,
first
hey,
pick.
no.
If we take a tight end in round 3, I'd be pissed. If we take I would take a tight end with our last pick of the draft.
I would. Or
He's a
maybe
big
with one of the
blocking tight end.
picks.
Okay, I like that. He says he's a big blocking tight end. You know what? I like that. I like that move.
In that case, we should just bring the fucking Lee
Darius
Smith back.
Lee Smith. Fuck. This
Remember
man
him,
said
bro?
75% smarter with them glasses. Hey man. Fuck it. He says that a fitted most definitely. I really don't really like the snapback joints, but you know, Raid the tape got some fire shit on the way, man. He got some fire
Hey,
shit on the
bro, I
way.
can't wait till that comes with that collection. I'm about to comp the whole shit, and I don't even wear that. That shit just looks fresh as fuck, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I wear hats, but I'm a cop it too. That shit is fire, bro. But look, man, we're coming up on an hour and a half, bro. That shit went by quick. I'm not even gonna lie. That shit went by quick as fuck. But look, man, shout out to everybody who pulled up, especially my guy. You guys all know him as ONT6 Soldier in the chat.
Yeah.
Always showing love, major love to the channel. Major love to the channel. I'm glad I finally got to bring him on for a debut on the
For sure.
channel. Very fun. Good time chopping it up with my brother here.
For
But
sure.
look, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna head out today. That is it for tonight. Unless there's some breaking news. Listen, if we go get fucking Gilmore, I'm gonna be right back on this bitch. Okay,
Hey, for
so
real.
if we get Gilmore, I'll be right back on this motherfucker. So we'll see. We talked about a lot of stuff. We went down from Anthony Everett. We gave Honey Badger some time. Eddie Goldman. We talked about a lot of stuff today. It's the beginning of the weekend, so I hope everybody has a safe weekend, has a lot of fun, spends time with the family before we gotta all do it again on Monday. But hey,
Fuck yeah.
It is what it is. You feel me? Again, shout out to my guy ONT for pulling up.
Yeah.
Always showing love to the channel. But Red Nation, for those of you guys who are new to the channel, I should have said this more in the live, but we still got over 470 of you guys. Hit that sub button, man. We're trying to grow this channel a lot. So yeah, man, we're trying to grow this channel a lot. Hit that sub button. We got a lot of freaking content coming very, very soon and all the time with all these breaking news we get every day, man. Just tune in, man. I'm putting in this work for y'all. Love y'all, Red Nation.
Hey,
And
Andy.
we out. Yeah.
One last thing, bro. We gotta go out with, you know what?
What?
Raiders!